decided to give a demonstration of a new exercise, which is not taking extra time out of my day. My toilet squats. I put my feet about shoulder length apart. Let's say the toilet's here. Place myself about 1 inch above the toilet, and then I'll do my thing. I used to do this a lot at Walmart because I didn't want to sit on the toilet seat because I didn't have time. There, so just sit right there. Another exercise that I'm starting, I don't know if it's, I've only been doing it 1 day, so you're not going to see much results in 1 day, but, and I haven't been able to follow MyFitnessPal completely. At night, I get really hungry. It's not just that, it seems like my body needs more food to sleep good at night. So in the evening, I go like about 300 or 400 calories over my goal, and I'll munch on about a 1/4 cup of honey roasted peanuts or something in those honey roasted peanuts, probably, and I'll eat some seaweed and maybe have some strawberries, and then I sleep better after that. I may be a little magnesium deficient, so I find eating magnesium heavy foods at nighttime. I also tried some chamomile tea. Seems to help me to go to sleep. Zach Knight's been attacking my sleep. He's been sending me some nightmares. He puts allergens in the air, so it's tricky. I use Breathe Right nasal strips at night because at about 3 hours after I take my Seroquel, I get pretty stuffy. And so I try not to, I find eating oily foods at bedtime makes the stuffiness worse, but the magnesium-rich foods help me to relax into sleep so that I fall asleep pretty quickly. But Zach Knight has been attacking my sleep. So it's very important for me to eat a balanced diet or else I do have issues. Another thing that I'm doing, I don't know if you can see it on the camera or not, I will just lift my hips up like this in bed, just like that, and that you can feel it right down there. So I'm not sure if that showed. So so this is I don't know if I really need to lose weight anymore. I just need to get more muscle. So I'm working on building this, still doing my waist exercises, and my arm exercises are paying off. I'm losing a little bit of the flab right there, and facelift exercises are paying off. See, I've got a pretty young looking face, losing some of this around the neck, the Carolyn's Facial Fitness. And while I exercise, I often listen to Dr. Arnold Fruchtenbaum, like when I'm working out on this. And I listen to him, and I've learned so much from him. He is such a good Bible teacher, and I'm still trying to follow the Gail commandments. So, you know, I asked Brent, why is it that you can't communicate? So, this is my little exercise mat. It's kind of hard. I moved this out of the way too. I asked Brent why he can't communicate with me. I haven't heard from him in a couple months. He said that he and the Jesuits, so I'm working on building this. It's building up. You do work this a little bit, but this mostly works the thought. I can feel it like when I get down here. It does work that a little bit. All I know is when I worked at Walmart, I had a good, and probably laying in bed and doing that exercise. Another way you can do it is you can get like a chair like this, get down on the mat, put your feet up on the chair or whatever, and then just lift your tuck up. Whoops, woo, that really gives you a good workout. That's one way. There are other ways. If you go to my health page, you go to my health page, you can see the exercise. They'll have like videos at the bottom of exercises you can do to build up different parts of your body. So, but the main thing is I'm healthy, and I'm sleeping pretty good, but Zach and I puts a lot of allergens and stuff in the air at night, and that affects my sleep. So I need to practice a better sleep hygiene, like going to bed at the same time every night. And I take my Seroquel every night. I would say the one area where I've been not perfect is in the sleep. Sometimes I go to bed too late, so I'm still working on I need to have a consistent bedtime every night. That'll help. So just wanted to show you some what I'm doing. Brent says that the Jesuits are in court all the time. And they've been losing all their cases. They're trying to get the Gail shield down. And they're saying, well, we need to bring Gail in for evaluation. And if we can't execute her because of the shield, then we need to bring her into a hospital and study her and maybe change her physiology or something so that we can, get that shield to go down. And maybe we think she's crazy, and they think this shield, I guess, is some manifestation of my mental illness or something. They're coming up with the wildest arguments in court. And finally, all the courts decided, hey, we're not going to listen to these Jesuits anymore. We're done. You've lost all your cases. We're not going to execute Gail just because of her shield. Apparently, that's the way God made her. And then now the Jesuits are saying, oh, the Jesus that Gail meets with does not exist, and it's all a figment of her imagination. And you guys are just trolling her and playing games with her. So now, from what I hear, brain to brain, Jesus has been showing up in court. But he said, because I'm showing up in court, you guys can't communicate with Gail right now because it could just mess things up really bad. So I'll show up in court to show that I'm the real Jesus. So they've been putting like their top Catholic theologians on him and questioning him. And they haven't been able to beat him no matter what. Because Jesus wrote the Bible. He created the heavens and the earth. And, he's in court now, sticking up for me. And, remember when Jesus came the first time, how the Pharisees and Sadducees, they all tried to stump Jesus, and say, oh, Jesus, we're going to get you on this. A woman was married 7 times. Which husband will she be married to in the next life? And then Jesus said, in the next life. They're doing stuff like that to him in court. It's like a repeat of his first coming now with him in court. And the Jesuits are the Pharisees and Sadducees. Nothing that they've said to him has worked. He stumps them every time. This is what Brent's been telling me brain to brain. And he says a couple times, some of the Jesuits got really snarky with him and saying, oh, you're not the real Jesus. We know you're a fake. And he said they exploded into blood bursts right there in the courtroom when they said that. He decided he had it with him, and he just took him out. Jesus says it's been really wild in the courtroom with Jesus. Not Jesus, Brent says it's been really wild in the courtroom with Jesus on the stand. But apparently that's why my men cannot communicate with me. Now, I wouldn't die over what I'm hearing, and I don't take any serious actions in my life based on brain-to-brain communications. But that makes sense in light of, what I'm noticing around me, these strange cloud formations that look like Nukkake clouds. And I saw this bright pink spot on my carpet one morning, and I thought, I didn't do that. So apparently Zach Knight's really trying to get in here and mess me up. One time he tried to go in my refrigerator, and Jesus left evidence of that. Apparently, next time he was trying to mess with my computer. I think Zach Knight doesn't like the latest videos I've been making. So anyways, from what I understand, brain to brain, Jesus is in the courtroom. The Jesuits refuse. If we won't hear them in court anymore, they become terrorists. Like, I won Miss Universe, apparently. And so the Jesuits were mad about that and did the Turkey attacks, that we just had. And because no court would hear them, they said, if you won't let us in court, we're going to use our brain control on people and manipulate them to be terrorists. So you better let us in court, or we're going to become terrorists, because we want to keep trying that Gail, and we want to knock down her shield, because it's not fair that that shield is killing us, and and that we have to put up with this. So from what I understand, they're staying, like, they're in some spacecraft way out in outer space, and they're able to cause mischief on Earth using brain control, like Seroquel, like yeast bombs. And we've been trying to put people on Seroquel. With people, they've got everybody brainwashed against Seroquel now. Everybody thinks, oh, if I get on Seroquel, I've heard it has terrible side effects, and I refuse to be on it. So that's causing some problems for us, because people won't go on the Seroquel. We dropped Seroquel bombs, but the Jesuits are fighting that with their yeast bombs, and so it's like back and forth, back and forth. Well, they're upset about my Gail shield, and they're determined to just, they want to get me off of Seroquel. That's number one on the Gail commandments. So that's their goal, and they're trying to get everybody crazy. They turn people into terrorists if we don't listen. So, like, from what I hear, is all the courts, the Supreme Court, all the courts said, we're not going to hear these cases anymore. You've lost, Jesuits. It's over. Gail stays alive. Her shield stays up. Apparently, Jesus instituted that, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. And they said, oh yeah, we're gonna use brain control and cause a bunch of terrorist attacks all over the world if you don't let us in court, so we can keep discussing this. So that's why we're still going. And the brain control is, we can't get people on Seroquel. That's the problem. They won't comply, and Jesuits are behind that. So the yeast bombs are exploding. People are going under brain control, becoming terrorists. That explains why the increase in terrorist attacks lately. They're determined to break my Gail shield. And like I said, Jesus has been in court. He's been killing Jesuits in the courtroom, but they won't give up. Jesuits, there's a real easy answer to this. Real easy answer, okay? The answer is you need to stop being Jesuits. You need to disband the Jesuit order. I mean, just disband it and stop being Jesuits. You can stay alive if you will disband the Jesuit order. You need to stop being Jesuits. And Jesus created me to have a shield which enforces God's righteousness on the earth. I'm kind of like, I've got Jesus Christ, King David genes, and I'm like an extension of him. Just stop being Jesuits, and then you won't have to worry about the shield. It will leave you alone. My shield only executes evil people like murderers, drug rapists, bomb rapists, liars, extortioners, etc., which is what you Jesuits are. So just stop being Jesuits, and that'll solve your problem. They think that they can defeat the shield. And they can if they can get me to disobey the Gail commandments. So that's what they're trying to do. But Jesus has been sticking up for me in the courtroom, and he listens to their idiotic arguments for a while, and then if he gets tired of them, or they become a real ass, he'll say, oh, you're the what, you got to watch it when you call Jesus a fake, or if you accuse him of being demon possessed or something, because that's what the Jews did to Jesus when he came. They said, the reason you're able to do all these miracles is because you are demon possessed, and you get your power from the prince of the demons. After that, God he just shut the door on Israel temporarily. That did it, man. When they told Jesus that, he was like, he said, okay, Israel, I'm going to the Gentiles. Now, he's not finished with Israel yet, but that was it. And Jesus doesn't put up with that stuff, man. When you say stuff like that about Jesus, he doesn't waste his time with you. He'll either just let you continue to be evil, and he goes on his way, and he works with people who will listen to him. And a lot of Jesuits are dying and exploding into blood bursts in the courtroom because they're saying that Jesus is fake and all this. And he says, oh, I'm fake? You're gone. Here's what I've done to my computer. I've turned it into a standing terminal. And there's my chair, so that gives you like an idea of what I cover it with the pillow covers. It keeps the chair nice. I only use that because I have the chair nearby, because sometimes I have to sit, like, to write and stuff. But I've tried to make this into a standing terminal. You can see the mouse is right there. Didn't spend a cent, so I'm not disobeying Jesus. I got the keyboard right there, and this is working out great for me. I find I've got to wear some shoes. I see the New Balance shoes. I wear my New Balance when I do this, and This is how I've turned this into a standing terminal. They say it's better for your health not to sit all the time, so here's how I'm dealing with that.